All right, hello and welcome back to AVNJ's Adventures. I am in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana at a creek known for being sandy to try and find a beautiful naked sand darter. That is the first thing on today's docket. Now, I'm not in Louisiana for fish specifically, but I figured while I'm here, I might as well try for some fish. So I drove all the way from New Orleans, about an hour and a half out here to try and see if I could find some cool fish in the Baton Rouge area, some of the rare stuff in the area that I haven't seen. Now, my problem is yesterday I got pretty sick and I haven't slept well the past 3 nights. So I'm sleep deprived, sick, got like tummy aches, headache. I'm a mess right now, but nothing makes you feel better than finding cool fish. So let's do it. This is a very interesting structure to a creek. I see fish, but I assume all the fish in the shallows are mosquito fish. I can't tell how deep it's going to be. It depends how much I sink into the sand, but right there it just gets crazy deep. And the rest of the creek seems to be on the shallow side. I am still in alligator territory. You know, everywhere in Louisiana is alligator territory. So I just have to be careful of alligators as I go about this. And yeah, I'm looking for a sand darter here. So I got to look for patches of sand. And then some minnows, I believe, are also in this area, and some suckers. So whatever we come across will be good. Well, the expected first catch is a sunfish, and that's what it is. I will say it's bluegill-like, but it is a little prettier than a bluegill. I don't know what dollar sunfish really look like. I know they're in the area, so I guess it's possible this is a dollar sunfish, and that would be a lifer for me. So that's cool, but I'm not sure. This could just be like weird southern bluegill morph. Hi, Mr. Spider. Cool stuff all over. Perhaps this will be easier than I thought. One sweep, and I already got some Persina. I don't even know which Persina is here. Saddleback or something like that. And this looks like a Cyprinella. The Western Blacktail Shiner. I don't actually even have Western Blacktail Shiner because they recently split this species into a couple different species. And the one I had, I think, became Slender Blacktail Shiner. So that might be 2 lifers right there, which is crazy. That was one sweep. Oh, check it out. It's one of the black-spotted, black-striped killifish. I don't think I've seen one of these guys since Missouri, maybe. I might not have seen one of this species in years. They don't usually get to any of the areas that I've been to, but they're quite pretty, especially with their fins fanned out. That's a really cool species. Now, I don't think I had any catfish species on my list, but, ooh, springtail. While netting a riffle, I found what looks like a mad tom. An extremely baby mad tom, mind you. Barely can even tell it's a mad tom, but it's quite cute. I'll have to take really good photos to make sure it's identifiable. Adorable. Hopefully it's a lifer, I don't even know. Now, a lot of people, they learn identification of fishes from like books and online and stuff, which is a good resource to get you started, but nothing beats in-person identification, because you know what just happened? There are a ton of shiners in here, all the Western blacktail that I've been catching, but I saw a shiner acting differently, not really swimming with a group. Hey, like those guys, kind of just sitting on the ground. And so I netted him, and it is, without a doubt, a lifer. First one I'm 100% sure today is a lifer. It is a long-nose shiner. Fish that I did not previously have. Very cool looking. We'll take nice photos of. And that long-nosed shiner that I found just by understanding fish behavior is one of the 2 main targets here. The other one being the naked sand darter. So hopefully I can find a sand darter and then we can move on to the next spot. The only thing with this creek, when I caught my first sand darter, the eastern sand darter, last week in Vermont, it was in a creek that was mostly muddy with a little bit of sand. So there were a ton of sand darters concentrated on that little patch of sand. The problem with this creek is it is nothing but sand. At all depths, at all flows, it's just sand. So it's kind of actually harder with all the sand, even though it doesn't seem like it would be, to find sand darters because they have so much more room to spread out. But I'll try my best. I don't know if this is a Brook silverside or a Hardy silverside, but either way, I did not know that they made it this far south. It's pretty cool. Well, I knew Hardy silverside are in Florida, but this guy's not particularly golden. He kind of just looks like a Brook silverside. I could be wrong, though. Or it's a species I don't know. Oh, he's gone. Oh, sometimes you gotta hand catch fish if you drop them. Oh, fuck, man. I don't even know what I just got stung by. Something must have landed on my net because I went to grab the net handle. and got stabbed real bad. Oh, I wonder if it was a scorpion. I did do some research on the local scorpions before coming here, and it did say they were all about as painful as a wasp sting. Or maybe it was just a fucking wasp. Honestly, that felt like a wasp sting. Damn, that hurt. Okay, anyways, I really want that sand darter, so I'm gonna go along the trail to a different part of the creek and hopefully find a nice riffly, sandy area where I can get a sand darter. I was thinking about just moving on to the next spot, but honestly, if I didn't give it my best try possible, I wouldn't feel good about it. Hi, Mr. Harvestman. All right. I was wondering why the park was closed and why there are all these road closed signs everywhere. Yeah, this is supposed to be part of the road. I guess it just collapsed in on itself totally. So now there's just a giant hole where there was supposed to be a road. So that makes sense why they closed it. Fair enough. Well, in the tiny side pool created by the road caving in, I got what appears to be a Carolina fantail darter. Or sorry, just a fantail darter. Unless it's something else. I don't know. Can never escape darters though. Oh my god, there's so many bugs here. But yeah, this is a pool, so it's funny that a darter got trapped here. Holy shit, there's so many bugs because this is standing water. Okay, moving on. Okay, that area was unfortunately insanely buggy and uncrossable. So I may have to give up on this spot. I'll give it one more try at the sandy riffle. We were catching darters at first, and then I just stopped catching darters. I was hoping I would be able to get a sand darter, but I'll give it a few more tries, and if not, we'll head to the next spot for, I think there's some other darters that I'm targeting tonight, so no big deal. Hear that frog? Or maybe it's a bird. I don't know. There's something making a noise. Honestly, I think the most likely conclusion, you can see where I was stung and it's swelling up. I think it was probably a yellow jacket that was like in the creek and it like clung on to my waders or net when I walked through the creek. You know, it was drowning, and then I tried to grab my net and just got stung because I did pull something out of me, presumably a stinger. So that's nice. A nice yellow jacket sting to start the night. Shouldn't be anything serious. It just really hurts right now, but that's okay. Well, shout out to the human of the take two. Shout out to the resilience of the human spirit, because that right there is a naked sand darter. That is the fish I was targeting. It's quite small, so I don't think it's going to show any of the cool coloration, but that is okay. I am happy with the lifer regardless. It is going to be tough to take pictures of, but I will do my best. All right, I believe that with that sand darter, that is everything that I wanted from this creek, which is great. It's rare that I get all of my targets from a single location, so that's really cool. My voice is breaking, my body is breaking. You know what's not breaking? This Jonah's net. Nice transition, Zach. Jonah's Dip Net, they send me free nets. They don't really sponsor the videos exactly. They just send me free nets and keep me supplied with the nets. I would buy them anyways, even if they didn't send them to me for free, to be honest, because these are probably the best nets on the market. So if you want to go dip netting, just check out Jonah's for me. They're pretty cool. They're nice guys. They send me really nice nets. And basically every fish that you've seen me catch over the past, I don't even know, 3 or 4 years, as long as I've known that Jonah's nets have existed, has been with these nets. My old crappy nets never lasted me more than like a month. I would just break the handle. So these are awesome. All right, next location. Although I am in pain, it's kind of funny, I have to admit, that I studied the local scorpions and studied all of their stings, and I studied how to stay away from alligators and was very careful about alligators, and I studied the venomous snakes of the area so that I could avoid the venomous snakes of the area. And the thing that has caused me the most pain was a yellow jacket, which I could find in my own backyard. You can go all the way to Louisiana, but you can't escape the yellow jackets. All right, now we're targeting more darters. I think it's like 40 minutes away. And then the last stop is actually also a darter right in downtown Baton Rouge. And then that's it for this AVNJ's Adventures. It's a quick one, but Louisiana didn't have a ton of lifers for me, but this creek was super cool. This is one of those creeks that like looks kind of, I don't know, why am I sitting in the dark? Hey, let's be intelligent here, eh? You guys want to see my face or something? I don't know. Turn the car on, get a little light in here. It's one of those creeks that like looks really bad, like because it's sandy and muddy, so it looks like a really ugly creek that would be highly polluted, but in reality, when you get in it, there's a really wide diversity. I mean, how many different genera did I pull up? There were a lot of cool spiders, diving beetles, all sorts of stuff that I didn't get time to take pictures of, because frankly I have slept probably a total of 6 hours in the past 2 days, which for some of you may not sound great, but I'm a princess, so I need a lot of sleep. So I feel terrible, and that on top of being sick, and now on top of the fact that my hand is swelling up and I got stung. I'm here to complain. Anyways, the point is, I don't know what I was saying. This creek was nice. On to the next one. Okay, bye. All right, after a sketchy journey to this long, I guess, windy, sandy, gravelly creek, which is pretty shallow the whole way. This creek looks really cool. I'm really excited. We're looking for 2 darters, and this looks like perfect darter habitat. I'm seeing tons of fish already. It was a bit sketchy to get here, but well, we're here. Time to find some cool fish. And the first fish up on the chopping block, though I'm seeing tons of big fish everywhere, so I'm really excited to see what I can catch. The first fish is just another long-nosed shiner. So cool, we got 2 of those, 2 different locations. I hear a buzzing in the distance. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but this looks like ideal darter territory, ideal shiner territory. I think we're gonna find a lot of cool stuff. One of the species I'm looking for is called a blunt face shiner. That guy didn't exactly look like he had a blunt face, but it was the right genus, so figured I'd photograph him regardless. This looks like great darter habitat. Well, in a riffle, I got a whole ass bluegill and what looks to be the saddleback darter that I was looking for, which means we are just on to the harlequin darter and some of the cool shiners that we have to find. Ooh, check out the leech hanging out on this leaf. He's just drifting, but that is an incredibly pretty leech. You may find them gross, but you can't argue that they're not pretty. Bye-bye. And by netting a deep hole at the bottom of a riffle, honestly looking for darters, not shiners, I got probably my biggest goal, because I love Hybonathus, I love silvery minnows. That right there is a Mississippi silvery minnow. It won't stay still, but I promise I'll get a good picture of it, because silvery minnows this size are hard to come by. They're quite cool. And that, my loves, is a Mississippi silvery minnow, a Hybonathus, one of my favorite shiners. So cool. All right, I am starting to really not feel well, so I'm gonna just head to the last spot. It's on the way back to the hotel, get a cool darter or 2 there, and then call it for this AVNJ's Adventures in Louisiana. I would have loved to go a little bit harder, but you can only do what you can do when you're sick, and I don't want to push myself too hard, you know? Still found some cool stuff. The Mississippi silvery minnow I was actually not expecting, because they're usually a deeper water species. And the harlequin darter, which is the other thing that I wanted to look for at this big creek, is something that has a pretty wide range, so I'm sure I'll come across it again in a future AVNJ's adventure. Yeah, I'm directly under the car bridge, and it's quite loud. Yes, I'm pretty sure I'll come across a harlequin darter in a future AVNJ's adventure, so I'm not worried about it. Time to wander back through the sketchy bushes to my car, maybe get some food on the way to the last spot, and then head back to the hotel. Now, I thought today, because I had started getting sick yesterday, that today might be a little bit better. Wow, I do not feel good. Anyways, I'm in like downtown Baton Rouge, Louisiana for the last target. It's a cypress darter or Gulf darter, I don't know. Some darter in this little creek next to this gas station. So I'm gonna go grab that darter, and then I'm gonna head home to the hotel so that I can go to sleep, and hopefully that'll fix me. I don't know. Let's go look at a darter though. Well, I just seem to be getting fantail darters, so I think I'm gonna give up and go back to the hotel, because frankly I am not feeling very good. Yeah, just fantail darters. But I did catch a molly, so that's kind of cool. Not something you would ever find in the wild New Jersey, but an aquarium release you can find down here. I think it's a sailfin molly. Pretty cool. All right, that's it for this AVNJ's Adventures. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was a bit short. Hope you'll understand I wasn't feeling well, and also my voice wasn't doing too well. Still, found some really cool fish. I'm excited to go back through the pictures and actually count how many lifers I got, because I wasn't quite sure. I hope you have a nice day like these people making out on the billboard behind me. Bye.